Hello everyone, welcome back to Cluster-B-Milkshake. I am your host, along with support puppet Mr. Chicken. Wave. He's got wing-a-ling-a-lings. Okay. Today we're going to talk about blame. Now, with narcissistic individuals, I'm going to tell you my perspective on the blame game that we both play against each other. It's not just a narcissistic person, but I am going to discuss, what it is that I think during certain issues in the relationship. You can self-reflect on yourself when I read off these things and get educated on both sides, okay? All right. So, blame, the world's greatest excuse. Yes. It enables us to remain limited, small, without feeling guilty. If you're pointing the finger at somebody else for how you're feeling, there's no responsibility. There's no guilt. There's nothing. Yay, yay. The role of the victim brings with it a self-perception of weakness, vulnerability, and helplessness, which are the major components of apathy and depression. This is why we can feel stuck so long with life's failures. So you may see a narcissistic person be like, when it comes to jobs. This is funny because it's not me, it's you. So we can quit a job not just because it's not satisfying our goals in a healthy way, like this is just a stepping stone to something greater. It's always something like the boss doesn't recognize my efforts. I don't get along with my coworkers. They don't see how fucking bitchin' I am. We make excuses for either being lazy or coming in late. You not having enough empathy and compassion for what's going on in my life. I'm coming to my boss talking about the problems at my home. Let me fucking slack off and shit. And if you don't, it's your fault. Goals. If I do not have a strong goal system, if I'm not striving to be better in life, and a lot of cluster Bs, aren't like that real grandiose, powerful, narcissistic striving to be the best, because we have a lot of envy out with others in the world, and so we want to strive to be the best so we can look down on everyone else. We can surround ourselves with powerful people. It doesn't have to be the president of the United States or celebrities or anything, but, people who we want to be like and surround ourselves with. Well, sometimes we don't have any goals, and this is going to set us into a depressive state, blaming our partners, children, because I became a parent, I couldn't do what I wanted to do. I had to raise you. Now the kid feels all this shame and shit, for just being alive. I've heard this too. Also, a narcissistic person or cluster B will be like making up stories about, how they are going to be great. They're going to change jobs, be in better positions, get more money, and then they don't do shit. And then they change their mind. We change our minds all the time, We future fake ourselves a lot, I'll start writing a book, and then I lose my give a fuck, So there goes that goddamn goal. But I gaslight myself and say, oh, well, I can do it anytime I want. I can do it anytime I want, when I feel that needs to be done or something, Then there's the relationships, relationship failures. Of course, it's your fault. It's your fault that the relationship went to shit. It's not my fault. I'm doing the best that I can, and the best that we can do is pretty fucking, we had a very bad template that we grew up with. So, and we only see from our own perspective. Even if you're borderline, even if you're, somebody who has just fuck tons of empathy, it doesn't matter. You're still going to blame the other person for not creating, your fantasy that you wanted. Okay? So we make excuses for our behaviors. If you don't do X, I wouldn't have done Y. So we're going to blame you for how we feel. Okay? This goes for anything. Friendships, jobs, reaching goals, relationships, anything. You made me treat you this way. So even a narcissistic person or cluster B person will make that inner excuse of reactive abuse to you. Okay? Remember, somebody once said, who was a psychotherapist, that it is a defensive disorder. And that makes a lot of sense, believe me. We always feel like, the world is against us. The perpetual victim. And, people are like, oh, you say that you're the victim? And I go, motherfucker, I'm the first victim. Okay? All right. If I had more money, I could accomplish my goals. Well, what am I doing to gain or try to strive to get that money? It's the government. It's the government, capitalism, something. If I don't have to take care of this family, yes, I said that, or be a mom, I could have been, done whatever I want, which is a total cop-out because there's no guarantee that I would have been, this wonderful, famous thing if I wasn't doing a family, It's like, this is just a side note, that if you see your family, building that family unit as a massive source of life purpose, you wouldn't be so fucking, feeling shitty all the time. You created these humans, and these humans are your legacy, and these humans can go off and do fucking great things. But we always see in lack. You should be kissing my ass that I shot you out of the vajay, or in your mother, right? If we had more sex, attention, intimacy, we wouldn't have cheated on you. It's your fault. It's your fault. Dude, I have heard this. No one can fix someone who wants to be a victim. Okay? That's an inside job. You can't kill yourself trying to rescue somebody from victim mode. You can't throw money, attention, sex in these people because you are going to lose your funds. You're going to lose your mind trying to give everything you got and dump it into a black hole. It's not happening. Okay? All right. So, why? Why does this happen? Why is the blame game always going down in Chinatown? Well, we feel safe. We feel safe in the suck. okay? The rescuers, caregivers, and sympathize feel the pity of despair. So if you have empathy, you're like, oh, compassion overload. You know, let me show you how much I care. Will you love me then? No, no, no. Whether or not the blamer knows that what they are doing, it is a form of manipulation to the receiver. I want you to see this too, from my perspective of you when you are claiming victimhood. I am seeing it as manipulation. I am. This isn't a game. This isn't a game. I'm seeing you as broken. You're broken. You're broken. And you know, a narcissist doesn't they're just going to be like, well, you're not my power coupled person. You're fucking flawed. Later, you know? All right. But from a narcissist, most of the time, the blame feels justified. It also protects us from feeling shame. I'm not bad. You're bad. You are the bad one. Sounds like something a child would say, right? Children blame everybody else for their feelings, for how they feel. And sometimes children are conditioned to turn that hate inward, okay? And then you grow up with the self-loathing, the depression, and some people, cluster Bs, they don't turn that outward, you know. They are the ones that are like, you know, fucking everything sucks. They're blaming everybody else, and they do want a rescuer or caregiver, a parent, to take care of them. You know, they're going to blame you anyway. Okay. So, this is the childlike state due to arrested development. Now, our subconscious learned this by the time that we were 7 years old. This is what the parent dumped into us. And, you know, our parents aren't demons. We think that they're demons and everything, but they have their own struggles and everything. They don't know how to fucking be the perfect parent. Nobody's a perfect parent. But, you know, a lot of disordered parents too, whether or not they lack empathy or they're only self-focused and they only have their mental health issues that they have to deal with and everything, you know, they're fucking us up. All we are sponges before age 7. So we're taking in all of this negativity, telling us who we are. We're learning who we are through our parents. So if we're getting spanked, you know, you're bad, we don't know that it's, you know, healthy discipline. We're just teaching you not to do the thing anymore. You know, like the military. Thank you, Captain Fuckface. All right. So, we have to see the satisfaction that we are getting out of self-pity, resentment, and anger. We actually have to self-reflect and say, am I getting off on this shit? Am I gaining by being a victim? Now, our needs are getting met through this suffering. It's like drugs too, you know? Who am I if I'm not a victim? So, I mean, this takes a lot of, okay, I don't want to be a victim anymore. And actually trying to, you know, take care of our own self-esteem, our own, you know, what is it? I have to hold myself accountable, okay? Not you pushing me to do things unless I ask, you know? It's like, please shame me if I want that donut. You know, I'm asking you for help. You know, please remind me. If they're not saying that, don't take it as it's your job to do this for them, you know, to create your perfect partner, thinking that you're doing it out of love. Okay, don't do that. All right, so But if we're not doing the self-reflective thing, if we're not doing that and we're enjoying victim mode, we're going to inflict pain on others, which are ruining not only our inner peace, but our relationships with others. And we don't give a shit. We don't care. We are enjoying this, living with this dark cloud over us and being able to manipulate you into pitying us and doing things for us. This is where the boundary thing is so important for, whoever you're in a relationship with, coworker, friend, or family. You have to say, no, I'm not doing that fucking thing for you. You have to do that, and you have to be okay at being hated. You have to be okay. You have to be okay of them saying, fuck you forever, fuck you. It's gonna hurt. You may have been in this person's life forever, especially if they were a family member, okay? And they're going to, run off like a little kid, like, I'll find somebody better. I'll find a better parental figure, friend, co-worker, somebody who's going to, feed my victimhood. And to say, yes, you're a victim. Oh, that fucking sucks. Do you ever notice that people hang out with the same type of people that are going to perpetuate this victim mentality? Okay? And you can fucking wake up and be like, no, because other people's energy, they fucking leak all over you. All right? So it's your responsibility to remove yourself from this, create stronger boundaries within yourself, and let them run away if they're going to run. Back. Okay? So, of course, there's automatic splitting, black and white thinking, for the cluster B person. And CBT can help, cognitive behavioral therapy, but it all starts with them waking up. I'm tired of pushing people away or not having authentic connections with other people. Or if you notice that I'm always blaming everybody else. I'm always attracting narcissists. Why? All my exes are crazy. Why? Why are you attracting these people into your life? And is it your fucked up energy that are making these people crazy? It takes a lot of looking inward. Okay? So, if you or your people aren't aware of the suffering they're inflicting or won't stop it, there's nothing you can do. And I'm just going to leave you with a quick story of I had a victim mentality, Death Star, borderline person that was hitting me up in my DMs with her story over and over of victimhood. And in the narcissistic chat group, which is a cluster B chat group as well, she was hitting up everyone in their DMs about her victimhood. And me, I see that she's fragile. And usually I do tough love, okay? But I'm also, I'm gauging, what she's fucking thinking. And I'm trying to boost up her self-confidence. And I'm trying to get her to remove herself from a trauma bond that she is in so she can have more self-confidence, self-esteem, work on herself, and to, be able to remove herself. And you know how hard it is to remove yourself from a trauma bond. But she was so stuck in repeating the same story over and over and over again, I couldn't help her anymore. Now, she was going to other people doing this too, and then I find out a week later that she unalived herself to stop the suffering. Remember, if you reach out to others, but you don't want to help yourself, you are unhelpable, okay? And if somebody's reaching out to you and you are trying to help them, but they want to stay a victim, there's nothing you can do, okay? All right. So I hope that was helpful. Have a great day. And I just remembered, just in case I didn't make a video on it before, about the blame shift. The blame shifting is if you are not perfect and you are pointing a finger at something that you have done before, and the narcissistic person is saying that you have done the same thing, you've got to think about that too. If you want to clear the air about something that you have done in the past that is the same that a narcissistic person is doing in the future, you can say, we will discuss it. We will discuss my infraction. Let's discuss the problem that we're having now together. It's you and me against this problem. And then we'll go into self-reflection on how it was either the same or our perspectives were different, or if I self-reflect on something that I also did that is the same, let's come to a conclusion with that together, okay? Instead of me being the narcissist, blaming you for the same thing that you did, and now you're either making excuses for what you did in the past, and then we're fighting. Okay, and then I don't have to, usually I don't have to fucking talk about the issue that you're upset with because you're too busy trying to tell the judge and the jury how you're an innocent. Just remember, if you did the same thing and you're innocent, we think we're innocent too. It's not always fucking, I'm always bad, I'm always bad. But yes, I do bad things. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. Have a great day. Namaste.